Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's really late for me. I should be in bed, but let's cut this as short as possible. Some of you ask about transgendered issues. Some of you ask how come not sex change. Some of you ask about goals, etc. Now, I want to talk to you about goals for a minute. That's right, goals. Now, I want you to look at the big picture. I'm an ordained reverend, so let me put it to you as simple as possible. Now, you can acquire material possessions. You can have every music CD you want. But, for example, but it won't do you any good because eventually you're going to have stock up in CD players, and if they take a dump, then technology will change. Therefore, technology will change in a way of you can't use it. Look at older video games. Some of them, the batteries are gone and you can't play them anymore, like the NES, Super NES, GBA, or GB, etc. Eventually the batteries will fail, and if you know how to fix them, you can put in new batteries. But if you don't know how to fix them, you know what happens. It goes into the basement. So, on that. So, same goes with Blu-ray movies, same goes with everything. You can stock up on everything and be an old schooler and say, well, I got all these, but eventually they won't work. So, what do? Well, you can do like some, focus on the sex change, get a man, settle down in a house, be married, or a wife for female to males, or some that are change their genders and like women. I'm more lesbian anyways. I don't really want Aaron as a husband, but I got Aaron as a husband, so I'm blessed. So, but anyways, the point is the logical answer to most things is look at the big picture. Some things will last a lifetime if you take care of them. Other things, they won't last long. You play them over and over and over. Eventually, they're gone. Look at the PS3, for example. It's not backwards compatible with 2, eventually. 2 is going to be dead unless you stock up a machine to play your system, maintain your games, make sure you keep it clean, make sure they're working order, make sure your memory cards stay in working order. You do all that and you're set. So, look at the movies. Eventually, DVDs won't work. Blu-rays won't work. All scratched up. So, comes in material possessions. What do you need? Basics. A bed, a desk, the Bible, if you're into that, the Quran, if you're a Muslim, the Mormon Bible, if you're into the Book of Mormon, Doctrine and Covenants, and something of great price, the other Mormon book. So, your Holy Scriptures, your desk, your bed, your food, a little netbook. That's all you need. Acquiring too much crap, well, eventually your whole basement's going to be full of it, or you're going to be sending it to the dump because it's broke. So before you go out and invest in so much money, think of what you really need in life. Live like a monk. Me, I can't live like a monk because I have enough technology as it is, but just look at it in that picture, and that picture is eventually everything becomes garbage because it's dead. My old clunky laptop here will be clunked out and junked eventually because it'll be dead. This netbook I'm using now will be dead. Everything passes on, whether it be electronics, humans, dogs, ants, bugs. So, now it comes to me, I could tell you my goals are a lot of material possessions that I lost. But I gotta accept the fact that eventually they won't work. So what is the answer? The answer is simple. The answer is, it's temporary. Everything is temporary. Look at your sex change. A lot of you have to have a sex change for trannies. You get it done, you die. You could be returned back into a boy because maybe that's what God wants. No one knows. Thing is, it's temporary. Your body is temporary. Your games, temporary. Your computer, temporary. Your dog, temporary. Your companion, well, if you get one like me, it's holding on like Aaron. That's not temporary. So, before you go and say, oh yeah, life is good, look at the big picture. Look at your goals. Ask yourself, are they respectable goals? Are they career goals? Who are you living for? You're living for yourself? You're living for God? You're living for your goals? Are your goals useless? Ask yourself all these questions. You'll find the answers, but still, you might be surprised. Acquire many CDs. What happens? They get scratched, they don't play, they skip. Same goes with movies, music, video games. Eventually they stop working because they're old. Or the batteries fail in the older carts. CD ones, you keep them maintained, you gotta make sure your machine stays in it. CD players, eventually technology will change. New technology will take over. Old technology will be phased out and it goes to the garbage heap or your basement. When it goes to your basement, what happens? It fills it up. I've been pondering this for a while. Many things that are worth collecting. Books. Yeah, in the old days, books were the only thing. Then TV came around. Well, now, like, some people keep all these TVs that they got, every TV they got, or this or that. But eventually, it'll fail. Think of pinball machines. If you can get pinball machines fixed, you're fine. Think of arcades. Eventually, they'll fail. Unless you know how to maintain them and keep them maintained for hundreds of years. Cars. Eventually, they'll take a dump, or you'll need new tires, or you'll have a classic. Eventually, same thing. Change out the clutch, change out the transmission, do this, do that, you know. It's maintenance. Nothing lasts forever. So before you go and you do everything, ask yourself. I mean, look at the nomads. They live in a tent. They live in teepees. They live in yurts. Simple. They got a bed. They got a table. They got a fire. They got light. We got electricity. We got running water. We buy too much crap. We accumulate too much. Then when we move, we have to throw stuff out. So, point is look at the big picture. Is it really worth it? Throwing out stuff that you purchase. If it's crap, it's crap. But think of it. Everything is temporary. That movie you bought will be temporary. You might watch it once, you might watch it 100 times. Eventually, it's garbage. You gotta buy a new one. Look at the video game market, for example. The video game market, they recycle everything. New games come out, you play them, no problem. Sometimes they make them for multiple systems, and sometimes they remake an older game from like the NES or Super NES era to fit on the current system so it doesn't die. Newer generation can play it, and the older ones can enjoy their favorite games. So ask yourself, technology, it'll change. You'll change with it. Eventually, your basement will fill up with all the crap that you accumulated for 50, 60, 70 years. Will you have a use for it? I don't know. Me? I'm trying to think of the best way possible to handle things. So I'm going to post this and share it with the world. So, think of it that way. Hasta lasagna and don't get any on you. Good night.